Hey friends, so I was listening to The Breakfast Club yesterday. I'm a big fan, and I was shocked to hear Wendy Williams come on the phone with them, who I'm also a big fan of. Wendy Williams, she's one of those TV figures, from the 90s, early 2000s. She was radio first, big time radio, and she was calling out Diddy before anyone. She got fired over it, lost her job, she got blackballed in New York for a while. It was a big deal. She was eventually forced by a network to actually kind of make good with Diddy, even though she still was kind of calling him out behind the scenes, just not publicly anymore, because she got straight up destroyed for it for a while and had to rebuild. But whether anyone loves or hates Wendy, I love her myself. But the thing I really want to talk about, and I'm talking about this in a completely uneducated, just my thoughts and emotions, commentary kind of way, is conservatorships. What the hell is up with rich people getting put in conservatorships whenever they have any kind of problem? Poor people don't get that. Middle income people don't get that. It's very, very strange. And it seems like it's all about the money to me. Now, obviously, the most famous conservatorship recently has been Britney Spears, and after the Free Britney movement and the conservatorship ended, I know a lot of people have been a little bit like, oh my, maybe that was needed. Now, personally, I don't know what Britney is doing that makes everyone so positive that she actually needs to be back in a conservatorship. She dances around in her house. She sometimes likes to speak in a British accent. Okay, maybe she has some mental health issues. Maybe there's even some substance issues. I don't know. But what do those things hurt? What do they really hurt? Now, I'm not saying substance issues don't hurt anyone, but if Britney is getting a little high in her house and making weird dancing videos, is she hurting anyone? That's my question. I don't know. Maybe I'm way, way off, y'all. Tell me in the comments. But with her conservatorship, it seemed like the main thing you heard talked about was, well, if they don't do it, Britney's going to lose everything. She's spending money in a stupid fashion. She's buying multiple cars a day and stuff like that. She's going to lose everything. Okay, it's hers to lose. It was hers to lose, So it kind of seems like everyone around her who had these quote unquote jobs, her family members in the Britney organization, just didn't want the money to stop. What do y'all think? So when it comes to Wendy Williams, I did not watch that documentary of her. Once I saw a few clips and trailers of it, it seemed to me that someone in a vulnerable position was being taken advantage of. It seemed to me that it didn't appear that she could have given consent to be filmed that way, just from the few trailers I saw. Now, leading up to that documentary, there had been paparazzi videos and pictures of Wendy out and about outside of her apartment in New York in an apparently vulnerable state, possibly intoxicated, buying more vodka, that type of thing. Now, Wendy has openly admitted to different substance abuse issues in the past, and if she fell back into those, which is very possible, and there's no shame in it, she might have needed some care. But does she need a full-on conservatorship? I'm still not sure about that. I still feel like they're mostly for the money. And let's just take a listen to what they're talking about here on The Breakfast Club, because they make some really good points that I was thinking about after we started seeing news reports yesterday that, quote unquote, Wendy's lawyer was saying, don't be fooled by her having a good day. That sounds weird for someone who would be representing Wendy, actually. And they made some good points here about how that lawyer's actually representing the conservatorship. Let's take a listen, y'all.
Alrighty, y'all. So yesterday we had Wendy on air, and it caused a lot of reactions, of course. Now, one of the reactions, it's coming from an attorney. Her name is Roberta Kaplan. She spoke to TMZ, and she said that people should not be fooled by Wendy Williams and how good Wendy Williams sounded when she called into our show yesterday, because Wendy Williams does still have dementia, and with dementia, you have some good days and you have some bad days. So because she had a good day yesterday when she did that interview, basically she's saying don't judge her state right now based off of that.
Okay, so I saw that same article that Lauren LaRosa is reading. It come out not too long after the Breakfast Club published their interview with Wendy yesterday, and immediately what hit me was, okay, so if Wendy has good days, why is she in permanent care every day? Why is she on lockdown every day if she has good days? If she has good days and the funds are there for a conservatorship to be necessary to take care of the funds and have her in a facility like this, why not a caretaker so that on her good days she can do what she wants? And if she starts having issues, someone is around, a caretaker she trusts. It doesn't make sense to me. What do y'all think?
Now, in the story, Roberta is listed as Wendy Williams' attorney, but I did want to clarify that she is the attorney that is assigned to the case with A&E. So Wendy Williams, conservator, is in a legal dispute with A&E over the Wendy Williams doc, and Roberta Kaplan is the attorney for that situation specifically. And she's basically also making it clear that at the time that Wendy Williams was put into the conservatorship, it was based off of like a health evaluation. And based off of that health evaluation, she says that a judge deemed that Wendy couldn't make her own decisions. And because this is something that Wendy will need care for the rest of her life, they felt like what Wendy is going through right now is what was best for her. So she wanted to remind people of that.
I just want to reiterate what you said, Lauren. Roberta Kaplan isn't Wendy's lawyer. She's only representing Wendy in her lawsuit against A&E for producing the documentary Where's Wendy Williams.
Correct.
And that lawyer was hired by her guardian, Sabrina Morrissey.
Yes, and I guess like if you're being technical, it's like if you're hired by the conservator who represents Wendy now at this point, you could argue, yes, I'm Wendy's attorney, but
she's allegedly on Sabrina's side,
I think
right?
the way that it's being reported is unfair to the situation because it's being reported as if this is her like everyday attorney who would know her enough to speak for her outside of just the health evaluation.
So this is not Wendy's everyday attorney. This is only
not
attorney
from what
that
I am
Sabrina
reading,
got for A&E allegedly, right?
100%, not from everything that I am understanding.
I'm really glad that they clarified that because the attorney that's saying this is not a personal attorney, not an attorney that Wendy decided to hire that she knows and trusts and allows to speak for her. This is an attorney hired by Wendy's conservatorship to sue the documentary. So this attorney actually answers to the conservatorship, not to Wendy directly.
And also think about that, right? The A&E lawsuit that Sabrina Morrissey filed, Sabrina is claiming that Wendy was not and is not capable for consenting to the terms of the documentary contract, and no one acting in Williams' best interest would allow her to be portrayed in the demeaning manner in which she is portrayed in the trailer for the documentary. So it would behoove the attorney, Roberta Kaplan, to say Wendy has dementia.
See, y'all, it is so convoluted, and it sounds like every tentacle of legalese that is wrapping its way into Wendy's life right now is all about keeping her locked up in a nursing home in control of her money.
Yeah, that Wendy's not. But in the same turn, if you're supposed to be watching over her,
exactly,
and you're saying that they did her dirty or that she wasn't in the right state of mind to do that contract.
Sabrina, you were the guardian when all that happened.
Sabrina was the guardian when that happened, right?
Since 2022. Yeah,
so wouldn't Sabrina be in fault? Like she wouldn't be doing her job?
Sabrina Morrissey.
If she was the one that was in control of Wendy at that time?
Yeah.
Okay, so from what I can tell from a quick Google, the guardianship proceedings for Wendy Williams began in 2022, and also filming for the documentary began in August 2022. So it's possible that Wendy consented for that before the guardianship, or it's possible that, the guardianship was already in place and they got her consent anyway, and that's why they're being sued. I don't know which way it is, and two things can be true at once. Wendy could have had some problems where she was incapacitated for a span of time and is now well and recovered from those problems. Like, it's just whenever they're not given any details, they're just telling you, oh yes, this person with a lot of money and fame must be locked up for their own safety and we all have to control their money. I don't trust it. What about y'all?
Yeah, she must be one of those people who don't have Wendy's best interest because, like we just said, you've been her guardian since 2022. So why would you allow her to sign the document if you didn't think she was capable of consenting to the terms?
And let me ask one other question. She said that maybe Wendy had a good day. You've been speaking to Wendy for a couple of days, correct? And she's been a couple of weeks, and she's been clear-minded and sound the same as she sounded yesterday, correct?
And to me, it's not like I talk to her every minute of the day, but yeah, to me,
it's a lot of good days.
So what do y'all think? Is there some super logical reason that I'm just totally missing of why whenever a very rich, famous person has any kind of issue, it seems like people want to jump to conservatorships, the people around them that have the legal means and capacity to get that instituted. Sometimes it's family, sometimes it's not. In Wendy Williams' case, it seems to have been a freaking bank, Wells Fargo. What do y'all think?